Good day to World Bioeconomy Forum followers from all over the world. Finland recently announced its latest biostrategy update, and today we're delighted to be joined by Sari Tasa, who is Senior Advisor at the Finnish government's Innovation and Enterprise Financing Department in the Ministry of Economic Affairs and Employment. The main themes of Sari's work currently revolve around bioeconomy, circular bioeconomy, and climate actions, where she develops programs and tasks relating to governmental strategic action plans. The related tasks have a strong focus on solving global problems with Finnish innovations in sustainable growth, climate action, and carbon neutrality. Sari, we are delighted to have you join us today.
Thank you, and thank you for the kind invitation and introduction. Good to be here.
Excellent. So let's go straight into the questions for you here. So first of all, congratulations on your latest biostrategy update, which was published on the 1st of April this year. It's very particular with its focus on added value bioeconomy. So can you briefly describe the main points of the new strategy, and could you please highlight the differences when compared to the 2014 biostrategy?
Well, that is the question that takes next 3 or 4 hours. Thank you for asking. And I would say that the first strategy was made published 2014, and the years before that they were very dark times for Finnish forest industry, for example. They were renewing themselves totally. And the targets we had there, they were related to jobs and how well the business will be doing, but they were not based to any research work. They were lucky guesses, some kind of target numbers that would sound great. So there were no scenarios or such. And both of these strategies, 2014 is based to EU strategy, and so also the new one, we had the baseline from the EU strategy. The work started with a bit more studies how the old one has affected and collected feedback about it and what the expectations for the new one was. And one of the key feedbacks was that the old strategy was kind of one voice, one country paper, so that it was easy for all the stakeholders, no matter if you are in the business or third sector or public sector, we were able to use it together, and we agreed what was in that. Then we did this time some scenario work. At the same time, Finland is doing a huge amount of work for our climate and energy strategy and scenario there. So we borrowed those numbers, those people that were doing it, to see what's going on in bioeconomy. Then we also checked what is going on in other strategies and other programs, not only in Finland, but also in EU level. And oh boy, only in Finland there were 42 other programs or strategies that had something to do with the bioeconomy. Wow. And then we were just wondering, do we need still a new strategy? And the look from that lifted up the value added is not mentioned anywhere. So this kind of more like economic approach and sustainability combined with the economic approach. So yeah, we still have the role. And we saw the same thing with the EU papers. There's a lot of going on in Green Deal, in circular economy and so on. But there's still missing this, how to do things in the future. And that is then also agreed with all the stakeholders. And with that, the focus points, we continue to outline the discussion. We had a lot of workshops, we had small studies, and especially bioeconomy panel, our national bioeconomy panel. There's 63 different kind of stakeholders from NGOs, to other ministries, and there are two ministers steering it. So we have the political and field connection there, and that was very important tool. We made some updates on definition, how to be better in line with EU definition with the bioeconomy. Target setting, there's only one value, one number, and it's this for this value added. Others are more like action change type of things, what we need to do. And with these all kind of actions, we should then be creating that well-being, jobs, new sustainable business, growing business. But then it should have a stronger background. And then we have, as in the previous strategy, we have 4 strategic priorities. We a bit changed the numbers and names and orders, because it used to be that they were parallel lines, but we figured out that they are kind of supporting each other, building to each other. And that also, that visual gave us the depth, how to look into these, and and we were also looking how different kind of sectors were developing, and some actions coming from there. But we need to have strong base. We need to have sustainable resources, and we need to have working ecosystem services. And what are ecosystem services? Please check Wikipedia or something. You will learn that it is all the things that the nature is providing us. It is not just a very small part of tourism or something. And when we have that, then we need to have the operating environment. It must be encouraging for the companies, and it should be okay for all the stakeholders to invest, develop, innovate here in Finland, but also to have the global look. And this includes then regulation, funding, etc. And we need competencies, we need technologies, and we need education. We need to this kind of push and pull effects, so that our youngsters are willing to work in the bioeconomy sector. But also we need, because we have already lack of people in Finland, skillful people. We need more people coming and experiencing Finland, and it's not forced to go to sauna, but there's also jobs here. And the bioproducts are not the only export thing we have. So we are looking for the possibility to also the know-how and technology export, so that we could renew the factories in other countries. And these are then the base and for the value added, to increase that, and doing the work that a strategy is aiming at. So we need these building blocks, and then we can have the great business. And well, again, we were using this good collaboration flow, and actually, if you look at the old strategy, there are some actions, and I think the new strategy, before we started to take some of them, combining them, there's over 100 actions listed.
Wow.
And it's not only ministries or governmental organizations, but there's something for everyone to do. And again, strong point for that we are doing this together. The target is shared, and I think that is kind of the main point of also the new strategy. We are trying to set the bar a bit higher and to see where we can jump.
Yeah. Fantastic. Well, thank you for that comprehensive answer. May I just ask how the strategy has gone down with the stakeholders? How's it been received?
Well, they are looking forward very much more detailed programs or something like that. But for that, I think we need to wait for the next government and their budget. We are already doing something, but the stakeholders are doing their part already. Like regions are doing their strategies and actions. I think EU funding is well used. Really, this RRF funding is well used already. So things are flying.
Excellent, great, really good to hear. So I've experienced Finland a number of times myself, and it's clearly one of the biopowers of the world. Can you elaborate a little bit on this? And what do you feel makes Finland so strong in the sector? What is the secret that Finland holds? And how can it keep this secret and maintain this power?
Well, I start from this word secret. The secret is that we don't have any secret. We are hungry. and for us, the forests are our green gold. And we need to take care of it so that we have also bread also tomorrow.
Yes.
That is kind of the main point. And the other secret is that if you need to do this together with the stakeholders so that you share the target and the means how you do it, because then you get everybody involved and you get there where you are aiming at. And we have very strong history in bioeconomy. Let it call forest industry or whatsoever, but we have been expanding it, the thinking from just the forests to all kind of bioeconomy sources. And I think that is one of the secrets that we are not just holding what we have. For example, quite many technological processes where we are using wood can be used in hay or many other sources.
Yeah.
Or coffee beans or whatsoever. So they are not. I think the most exciting thing is olive, the seeds. You can use the quite many same processes as with the trees.
Yeah.
So it's just engineering, and Finns love engineering. When we are in that area, we are on the stronghold. But we are not trying to compete in within the country or in EU level between the strategies or programs, but we not try to find the completing corner, so that also gives us the stronger work there and keeps the collaboration between the ministries very good. So, for example, in bioeconomy, I work in a daily basis with the Ministry of Forestry and Agriculture and Environment. That are the key. But then there's also traffic, there's social, there's health ministries involved, and so on. Okay, so how to keep this level was with the other part of the question, and I think the way is that you just raise the bar where you are aiming. You set the target higher and higher, and make it so that you are leaving no one behind. And I think that is socially extremely important. And bioeconomy gives you great opportunities because the bioeconomy is happening in regions. It is not something that happens in the capital or in a factory. You need the whole country in it. Circularity, sustainability, they have been in Finnish bioeconomy quite a long time. If you look in the history, we used to ruin most of our rivers and lakes because of the forest industry, but they are recovered now.
Yeah.
And I think the lessons learned there is very important to remember, not to do it again, and doing it better and better all the time. So R&D, global collaboration, and then my favorite word, digitalization.
Yeah.
Take the human errors away and make it more efficient. And I think we are very close to have a huge opportunity with this kind of digital twins. So we know how we have the database, how the forests are growing. We have digital factories and so on. So the sky is open with that.
For sure. Actually, I've been having a little look at some digital technology from some Finnish companies, and it's really making a difference. It's quite amazing when it takes the human element away and then brings in automation. Yeah. Fantastic. Thank you so much for that answer. Now, is there any sector that you see as the most promising in the future for the bioeconomy?
Well, what we have, we need to do the best possible way. So the new sectors are quite often based on something bulk we are doing. So let it be for Finland, the forest sector, for example. And there are some interesting innovation regarding battery chemistry.
Yep.
So what we could have there. And I know something about the batteries with my 20-year past in the business. So I mean, in slippery here, but also the other thing is textiles.
Yes.
So combining lignin, for example, from the forest industry or other kind of fibers, and then circular economy, circulating old textiles. First, you need to have the separate processes, but more and more you can continue the work side by side or mixing them, and how to make that product again circular. I think there is something that where we are working quite much now. We are building first factories on both sides.
Yes.
But there are processes that benefit very much if there's more volume and they are doing it together. So I think I'm doing a lot of circular economy projects also. But if we get rid of this sector thinking, and we can see we can utilize circular economy even more to break the silos. For example, concrete. Cement is one of the biggest problems for our climate actions. What to do with that? Okay, the final residue from the pulp making, for example, is a good material for making cement. So here we go again.
Yeah. Excellent. It's about being imaginative and finding really ways to reuse. Yeah. Absolutely. Excellent. Thank you. There is more and more talk about the bioeconomy's role related to climate change mitigation. How do you see this interconnection? And do you see that the bioeconomy and bioproducts are well enough incorporated into climate mitigation policy tools? You tend to not hear bioproducts mentioned very much when it comes to this. So what are your feelings on this?
Well, the feeling is that I personally I have very big difficult to understand why they are separate things. Because bioeconomy for me is a tool to work in climate actions, and it's especially a tool for both climate mitigation and adaptation. Because if you take care of your natural ecosystem services, you need to also be ready to take the fact that climate is changing. It's always changing, but you need to be able to react and be ready for it, also from the economical side.
Yeah.
And I think that is also one thing. And bioeconomy, circular economy, they are exactly the tools to fight against the climate change. They should be lifted to industrial policy discussion, not just R&D, because as I gave you these examples, they are kind of the new things happening. So we need to get the new innovations from this promising technology discussion to the real industry. Okay, we could be more self-sufficient in Europe, or we can be more local to give more jobs and well-being to the local people, not just spread the bad feeling. And at the same time, the bioeconomy industry must be based to sustainable solutions. So the industry and all the stakeholders must collaborate and take care that we take care of both economical, we take care of social impacts, but also it has to be profitable business. And so we need clean tech, and we need to know what kind of bioresources we have, where they are, how much they are used, and how sensitive they are. So we need the support from the digitalization.
Yes,
So that
it's
we
all
are on
circular.
it full circle, and you need to know what you have, what you do with it, and how it's doing. And it's not good that you get the feedback from the statistics that is 3 years old.
Yeah.
You need to know now if there's something,
Yes.
some problems, like the drinking water. You need to know it's polluted now,
Yeah.
or after 3 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
The same thing.
Excellent. Great. So, Sari, we are very much looking forward to seeing you at the World Bioeconomy Forum, which is going to be held in September, the 7th to the 10th, I do believe. What are your expectations for this year's annual conference?
Well, when you get people together globally, I think it gives you the view how the global markets are doing, what kind of global actions, information is needed. You can find new collaboration possibilities. I think that is also. And these products, what we make in Europe, in Finland, they need to be manageable in all the markets. So bioeconomy is not national or regional thing in the end. And these bioproducts are a good thing because they are biodegradable, they are they are recyclable, and they are renewable. But can the product that we make in Finland, how to handle it in, for example, in Thailand? So that we need to have this connection, a discussion, what we are doing. And my expectation is to see how Finland is positioning in this discussion, what we could do, how our strategy is working in this global playground. And what are our weaknesses, of course. As you said, we are very good, but we want to be better. But also, we don't want to be arrogant. That is not the Finnish way of doing things.
No, definitely.
We want to know what's wrong so that we can fix it.
Yeah.
And also the funny way of Finns being very totally honest about everything.
Yeah.
It is something that it is interesting to see how it works in the global scale. So what kind of resources are needed to sharpen the actions? I think that is also my private problem at the moment.
Okay, that's really great. That's been a fantastic discussion, Sari. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, and we'll see you in Finland shortly.
See you. Welcome.
Cheers. Thanks. All the best.